I'm good. I just wanted to ask you, going into Saturday, is there any lineups, or can you give us a preview of any lineups that you are going to use?
I think, we're going to use the lineups that we've used in the second game. You're going to see, I don't know what starting lineup we're going to have, but that's still being evaluated, and we're still trying to digest as we get everybody in. But we mixed and matched a little bit today, and we'll do the same thing before the game. So I'll announce it before the game, well before the game, but I'm just not sure right now.
Okay. Thank you, Coach.
All right.
Next question from Annie Costable with the Chicago Sun-Times. Annie, please go ahead.
Hey, James, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Annie?
Good, thank you for asking. I wanted to know, the starting lineups, do you see it being fluid, changing based on the team you're playing, or, having it solidified and players like Ka being, coming off the bench, especially after the season she had last year? I'm just wondering if, we're going to see some movement in that shooting guard position on the wing. Maybe Allie will come off the bench. What can you say about that?
Not sure yet. Not sure yet. A lot of things are going to change because we have Steph that's leaving earlier for the 3-on-3 tournament qualification. And then after Steph gets back, we have a few games with our entire squad. And then we have Astu leaving. We have Astu leaving for a little bit, for a few games. So a lot of it's going to change. I want to keep it as fluid as possible with the, as solid as possible, where everybody kind of gets comfortable with their roles. Mm-hmm. But now it's up in the air.
All right, thanks.
Next question will be from Cheryl Ray Stout with WBZ. Cheryl, please go ahead.
Hi, James. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Cheryl?
I'm doing just fine. James, when you talk about having different players and you have players leaving, how difficult is that for you? Because it happened so early in your season and you haven't really had all your players until today.
Yeah, and I still don't have them all. Like Shyla's not here yet. She's on a plane though. She is on a plane. So that's great news. And she's excited. And we're excited to get her here. But we won't have maybe our entire, 11-player roster to sometime down the line in the season, but mentality is next player up. So we think we have a deep enough team, if everybody is healthy, that we can, be pretty consistent. We're going to miss the players that aren't here, but we like the team that we have. And so we just have to have players to step up into, the new roles that they have or extend the roles that they do have. And once we get full again, or we're allowed to be whole again, then, we'll figure it out from there.
You also have your game on national TV. You have a lot of attention on your team. How much does it help with Candace Parker being to absorb all that attention to help the rest of the team deal with it?
It helps, she's a player that has, carried a franchise on her shoulders for such a long time, and not just any franchise, a franchise that has been competitive as far as, in championship talks every year or competing for championships every year, and one of the biggest markets. She's one of the most recognizable faces. So she's seen it all. And so it helps to have that, not only as an example, but to have that person that you can lean on in times where we might not be used to all this attention, and so she can kind of calm everything and settle everything. And some of the players can follow her lead a little bit.
Thank you.
Next question will be from Brandon Pope with WCIU. Brandon, please go ahead.
What's up, James? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm good, man. So we're headed into the 25th year of the WNBA. I'd like to hear from you, from your perspective, about how the league itself has grown and the evolution of the league overall. I think we're seeing more eyes on the sport, honestly.
I think so. It just goes to show how much this league has grown. That we're trending. We're trending on a lot of things. I don't know if you all went on Google and typed in WNBA and saw the 25 Roman numerals and a lot of, trophies and stuff like that, burst out of the search box on Google. And I thought that was really something. I just appreciate all the fanfare that we've created and the players that are, so recognizable. And it's not just one or two players, it's multiple players in multiple markets. And that's just something that's just attests to the hard work that not only the players, but the organization, the WNBPA, everybody's put in. And at the end of the day, everybody's on the same team trying to make this league known for what it should be. And that's the quality of play that it has and the women that are leading the charge. So I appreciate it. I remember the first year when, Cynthia Cooper, who was one of my personal GOATs, was killing the league, and it was just a special time, and it had so much buzz. Madison Square Garden was rocking, like every place that they played was rocking, and so I remember those times. And to just see where it's come from, and where it is now, it's just a joy to be a part of.
One more for you, James. When you look back at the wobble you guys went through, and the experience, the collective experience a lot of these players had to go through with that, what does that do for this team going forward, having that experience in the background?
You just learn from it. You learn from all the experiences that you had there. You use them as references. The players are much closer because they know each other very intimately, a little bit more than they had before, because you live with people and you see their good days and bad days for a number of months, and it just brings an appreciation for each player, and that you all went through something so common and so hard, and they were your family for that amount of time, and so we put it in our rear view, but it'll never go away from us, and you understand all the sacrifices that each player, each staff, all the extended staff, everyone went through just to keep this league going. So it wouldn't be denied, and it just goes to show you the heart of the players and of all the staff that they kept this league going. We didn't skip from 23 to 24. We went 23, 24, 25, and we didn't miss a beat. So, I appreciated it being a part of it, but just to see how much everyone sacrifices is something that, touches me to this day.
Definitely. It's a credit to all of you for pushing through that. So congratulations and good luck this season.
Thank you.
Next question would be for Megan McEwen. Megan, please go ahead.
Hey, Coach.
Hey, Megan.
Every single one of your players has talked about defense throughout the whole entire preseason, so you've really drilled it into everyone's head. But what's been the main adjustment defensively that you're trying to make with your team from last year to this year?
I think this year we had more. We have more time, and I think the effort and the time you put in it, this is what you're going to get back from it. We've prioritized it. And we've been, hell bent on improving as a defensive group. I think, our offense, it will be what our offense will be. We, didn't like how our offense looked early because we were, so focused on defense. But now that we have our players in, we think that'll kind of help, having the players that we have. But defense has to be something that I have to focus on, and the team has to focus on, and we have to put it in the forefront if we want to make it to the next level. And so everyone understands the importance of that.
And then something interesting, Courtney Vandersloot talking about how you had sent her some film on Shyla Heal prior to the draft and whatnot. Why was it important for you to have a conversation with Sloot about Shyla and what she could bring to this team?
Sloot is she's been the leader of our franchise for so long. And, we're bringing someone in that is going to spell her. And that key is very important. Like, we understood that Courtney was probably the most impactful player in the game last year because of her plus to minus ratio. It was the biggest in the league. So that meant when she was on the floor and when she wasn't on the floor, it was the biggest differential in the league. And so we needed someone to plug in that spot. And so I wanted to correspond with her and talk with her about, point guard stuff and, what we saw in her and how she could help her along. That's going to be very key, how she helps Shyla along. Like when she's going to get an opportunity, we'll have a chance to throw her in the fire, but we wouldn't have drafted her if we didn't think she was capable of doing that. But at the same time, she's, when you have the best point guard in the game, on the floor, and when you have the best point guard in the game off the floor, you probably have to, she probably needs her advice and needs her help as much as possible. And there's no better person that we think can help her than Sloot.
Just last thing for me, Coach, Candace Parker coming in. I know you've spoken to what she brings from a leadership standpoint, but to still be doing it at her age, what specifically is it about her game, X's and O's wise, that just makes you want her on your team on the floor?
Well, she changed the game. Having to, coach against her and the things that she does, being, a point center, there has never been a player like that. Being able to rebound, being able to create for teammates, being able to shoot the ball, stretch the floor, and make decisions in fast break action. So she can do it all. You can put her anywhere on the floor and she's successful. And she's played actually every position and it's been successful. So it's not just about her leadership, but her skill set and what she brings to the game and the mismatches that she creates, no matter who you put on her.
Thanks, Coach.
Do 2 more questions for Coach Wade. First with Eric Wilson from WKII. Eric, please go ahead.
Coach, as always, appreciate your time.
Hey, Eric, appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. So I wanted to know if you had a particular message to the team this year. Last year, your message to the team was, and I'll paraphrase, there is no ceiling because you're the sky. So is that the same message you resonated with them this year, or was it something new?
No, the messaging this year was just, do your job. That's it. We just got to do our job. And it's as simple as it can be. And, it's the other thing was, it's not about you, it's about us. It just can't be about, it's about more than you, and so, that's it, man. I can't.
No, I got you.
Pull nothing out. Yeah, but that's it. I mean, I tell them, I say a lot of things. I say a lot to them. And it's one thing in particular that I say to them, and it's pretty personal, and they get it. They get it. And it's something that I repeat often. And we'll see what that means at the end of the season.
Fair enough. And then my second question, now that you are kind of getting back to how things were in 2019, as the head coach and you're traveling and you're going places and, you're kind of, the expectation is out there for this team. How are you keeping not only egos in check, if you will, but how are you keeping the social media expectation out of your huddles and just out of your locker room?
We hold each other accountable, and that's been, something that we talked about. And our goal is to be better than we were the day before. Like we just want to be better today than we were yesterday, and we just build on it every day. And we know that people are going to talk, media, fans, everybody's going to talk, but and it's going to get hard at sometimes. We know it's going to get hard at times, and but we can't worry about that. Our thing is, if we keep this goal in mind to say, hey, every day we just get better every day, and wherever we are at the end, that's where we are, and and we'll take that, and that's what we're going to do.
Appreciate it, Coach. Thank you so much, James.
Thanks.
Final question for Coach Wade will be from Evan Brooks with TV Sports. Evan, please. 1 second. Sorry. All right, Evan, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
All right. How you doing, Evan?
Doing all right. Thank you. So, yeah, I mean, obviously, as you've touched on quite a bit, this impact that Candace Parker will probably be bringing to your team, your players seem to have a very high regard for her, and that's not a surprise at all. Do you feel like they've got this twinkle in their eye, like a new sense of like, this is a great year for us to really pursue a championship?
I think they're realistic, you know, they believe, you know, and you have a strong core group of women that believe in themselves and believe in our group. And adding Candace only adds to that belief, you know. So I'm realistic in that regard. But they also are, you know, cognizant of do my part. You know, like she came here to do her part and I got to do mine. And it magnifies the fact that they have to do their part just as much. So whatever role you have on this team, it has to be appreciated. And you have to be 100% in your role as she's going to be in her role. And it's going to be just as important. And I think they are all mindful of that. And I think they're all hype about that and what, you know, what the future can bring. So it's a good feeling, I think, for every single person in our locker room.